Good afternoon, everyone, here in this beautiful office at Beacon Recovery. I love to see the landscape of Birmingham. What a great place to be. And of course, we're here for a great cause to talk about Beacon Recovery. I've got three guests here today. I'm Lauren Sisler. This is Dr. John Dantzler. He's got a extensive resume that I'm going to let him talk to you about. I've also got Lauren Griffin here, who is the program coordinator, as well as Michael Wise, the care coordinator at Beacon Recovery and Community Justice Programs. Dr. John Dantzler is our executive director, so I will let you take the floor and just give us a little bit about your resume and a little bit about Beacon Recovery.
I won't get too much into it, but Lauren, thanks for coming. We appreciate you doing this. I am, as you mentioned, the executive director of the Community Justice Programs and Beacon Recovery. We have a set of programs underneath the umbrella of UAB School of Medicine, Department of Psychiatry. I'm also the vice chair for addiction programs in that department. But in the capacity that we're talking about today, we're going to talk about the Beacon Recovery side of things as the treatment unit for UAB Psychiatry.
All right, and so so we're talking about that side. I'll let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll kind of pick back up. So Lauren, just tell us a little bit about yourself, how your involvement started here at Beacon Recovery, and why you're so passionate about this.
Sure. So currently I'm one of the program coordinators. I'm one of 4 coordinators. I started out as a group counselor here. I've been at Beacon for just shy of 3 years. I am primarily responsible for quality assurance and making sure that our practices and our procedures are in alignment with the standards that are set out by the Department of Mental Health in Alabama. So I look at the things that nobody else really wants to look at and do kind of the boring work of reviewing charts and making sure that we're up to standard. I also coordinate our MAT and psychiatric clinics, so I negotiate the scheduling and the getting the clients and patients into the same room as the doctors to receive medication for their opioid use disorders and for their psychiatric disorders.
And Michael Wise here at the end of the table, the care coordinator. What makes this job so passionate for you? What is sort of your day-to-day duties?
Yeah, so I'm our care coordinator here at Beacon Recovery. So day to day, I work in our assessment center kind of as a liaison between case managers from our community justice side and our treatment team. I also am a certified recovery support specialist. So I do some groups, and yeah, that's about it. I guess what makes me so passionate about it is I've been at Beacon for about a year as an employee, but I came through Beacon as a client. So yeah, it's obviously very near and dear to me.
Yeah, so this sounds like obviously we have a great group of people here at Beacon Recovery and all the things that you guys provide for the community. So Dr. Dantzler, I just want to talk more specifically about the services that you all offer and really kind of what sets this place apart, what drives you all to the community and providing for them the services that they need.
Sure. Give you a little quick background of our program. We've been around, the set of programs, Community Justice, has been around for about over 40 years. And the treatment, substance abuse treatment arm has been around for over 30 years. The two have worked hand in hand. Of course, we know that a lot of people who are involved in the criminal justice world also have treatment needs, substance use treatment needs. And many times when you have a substance use treatment need, you are involved with justice programs. So the two go hand in hand. So that's kind of how we work together. Now on the addiction side, the treatment side, we are almost fully funded by the Department of Mental Health, Alabama Department of Mental Health. So our mission is to provide outpatient treatment services for individuals regardless of ability to pay. And that's key for us. Mm-hmm. So we have intensive outpatient programs, and I'm going to let these fine people tell you more about those. Outpatient programs, we have a new day treatment program that we'll be starting. We also have comprehensive services. So if an individual comes into our set of programs, that person can get primary care on site, psychiatric care on site, psychological evaluation, plus of course, addiction, substance use treatment. I think that makes us, I want to say special, but that's what we do, and it's rare to have all of that under one roof for people regardless of ability to pay. individuals can come into our set of services, have a free assessment to find out what their true needs are. If they have a residential treatment need, we will refer to our residential providers. We are, again, mostly outpatient providers. We will make sure people are set up with the services that they need. And then once you are admitted to our programs, we have a sliding scale from $0 to a max of $100 per month that you pay for services, regardless of your income level. So we feel we're accessible, we feel we're affordable, and we feel like we give really good treatment.
Wow, that's a unique perspective on it, and having that sliding scale and being able to provide services to so many different people, because as you know, in this world of addiction and in recovery, it's case by case. Every person's different, every case is different, and being able to give everybody that ability to go back and have a good quality of life through recovery is exceptional. So we certainly appreciate what you do there. Now, talking more specifically on the accessibility, maybe go into more detail about what some of these programs offer based on when somebody comes in and gets that evaluation.
Sure. So the way we kind of like to think about it is that we've got a full menu of services starting, well, we've got our day treatment program, which is going to be 7 days a week starting next week, I believe. But then all the way down the spectrum, we've got intensive outpatient, which is anywhere from 4 to 6 months of 4 days a week. Then we've got our outpatient program, which is 2 days per week. We've also got groups on the weekends. Not only that, we've got specialty groups, which include trauma, grief, healthy coping, and we've got a family program for our clients and for their families. And as Dr. Dantzler mentioned, we have access to medical treatment, psychiatric treatment, psychological evaluations. And what draws many of our patients and our clients is our medication-assisted treatment that we have through our federally funded grant.
And so really anybody can, find your services. So I guess that would be my next question. Where do people go to find these services? If somebody wants the help and wants to come get that assessment, where do they go?
So the first step is to have the assessment done, like you said. And the assessment serves two purposes. The first is to see if someone qualifies for substance abuse treatment. And then two, where along the spectrum do they qualify, right? Like everywhere from early intervention, outpatient, IOP, residential, long-term residential, all the way up to detox and further beyond that. But of course, what we do is outpatient services here. So if you assess for that level of care, meaning that's the most appropriate level of care for you, you can get started with our program and get introduced to all the stuff that we have there. The way to do that is just to give me a call. My number is 917-3733, extension 103, or they can reach me at beacon@uabmc.edu.
Also, of course, I'm sure you have a website that you guys can link people to get a lot of these resources and information. We can share that obviously on our Facebook page there as well. But the website is uabmedicine.org/Beacon Recovery. So of course that gives you kind of the assessment. Right. You can jump on there and
we have a Beacon Recovery Facebook page.
Okay, so Facebook, those of you on Facebook right now, that's great. And of course the Beacon Recovery Center, 401 Beacon Parkway West, right here in the heart of Birmingham. So pretty easy place to get to.
Absolutely.
Not far.
No, we are on a bus route. So take the bus 14 bus, and we also have free parking, unlike downtown.
There you go. All the perks. I love it. So just kind of, moving along, obviously you kind of talk about some of the specific details, but, who does your organization help? When you talk about the various people that this organization can reach out to and help, when you see the amount of people that come in and out of your doors, who are you reaching?
Lauren's
got this one.
We serve the marginalized people who can't go anywhere else. We serve the people who can't afford to spend $30,000 on their treatment for a disease that they can't control. We serve the people who have histories of homelessness, mental illnesses, and the people who don't have family support and who don't have jobs. We serve the people who can't go anywhere else. And we provide a treatment at equal quality, if not a surpassing quality, to any other treatment center.
And that's what I love, is that you all give hope to people that think there is no more hope out there. They can barely keep the shirt on their back, and they're able to come here and get the help they need and get back on their feet and find that quality of life that I believe that everybody deserves to have. And I just think that's such a wonderful thing for people, and to know you're here and to be able to give them those services and that opportunity, I think is obviously tremendous. obviously we talked about where they can go for that. You know, are there any other things you would like to share about Beacon Recovery and the services that you provide, and just really, you know, overall to give people sort of that message of what you hope they can take from this?
I'd like to point out, and I know we discussed it, the medication-assisted treatment side of this. Let me back up 1 second and talk about who we serve. About 5 years ago, we served around 600 people in 1 year. Last year, we served 2,200 people. We anticipate close to 3,000 people this year. That gives you an idea of the need of services that is increasing over time. And we're going to do our best to serve all of these individuals regardless of their ability to pay. That includes medication-assisted treatment. As a contractor with the Alabama Department of Mental Health, we have access to federal funds through what was the Cures grant and is now SOAR, S-O-R. We're able to tap into those funds to pay for medication-assisted treatment. So if an individual comes in and needs Suboxone or wishes to use Suboxone or even Vivitrol, that will be paid through this grant. So again, those can be expensive medications, but an individual who comes into our organization with an opioid use disorder can get those free of charge.
Including the doctor's visits.
Including the doctor, the psychiatrist visits, plus primary care as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you talked about a program that's going to be starting as early as next week.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit more about that program.
Sure. So our day treatment program, which can also be known as partial hospitalization, is for our more acute clients who have kind of that in-between need of outpatient services, but not quite residential services.
Mm-hmm.
So with that group, we're targeting a lot of the people who are in shelters around town who can't be at the shelter in the daytime hours. So we're giving them a safe place to be during that period of time, and also to work on some of their substance use and other co-occurring mental health disorders at the same time.
And I guess as we kind of wrap things up, what are some maybe closing thoughts, closing words? Because obviously this epidemic of addiction, and you touched on it earlier, that this is a disease and this is something people need help with, but sometimes aren't able to get that help or feel like they have nowhere to go. But what could you say about, you know, this resource program and the opportunity to give people the help they need and really kind of create a wave for the next generation of people? Because I think ultimately, you know, we are up against this thing. So many people are facing this problem and everybody's touched by it. But you guys are giving people an outlet, a resource, somewhere they can find that hope and hopefully provide that hope not only for themselves, but for, you know, their children and so on and so forth.
Well, hopefully, I just want people to know that the resources are there and they're accessible. You know, when I think about my own time, like coming through Beacon, and I've been to all sort of treatment centers, I was able to get everything I needed in one stop. And it makes me really proud to be able to work there now and be a part of that, giving that back to the next person. When people come into our program, I've said this before, it's almost like, you know, you receive all this ability to work, you know, for self-care, to work on yourself. If I've had a physical in 10 years, I can go get a physical. If I need MAT to assist with my opioid dependency, I can do that. Individual counseling, family counseling, group counseling, it's all there for me. So really that's it. We just want everyone to know that we're here, that these services exist, and everyone can achieve recovery, and we hope to be a part of that.
Now, there's no barrier that's so defeating that we can't address. We even have a pregnancy program that we haven't talked about yet that's for pregnant women who also have substance use disorders. We have wraparound services for that population of people. And in fact, pregnant women have the highest priority of admission, according to the Department of Mental Health. So there's no barrier that we can't look at, whether that's employment, housing, pregnancy, other mental illness, legal issues, we can help with that.
We also have, we didn't mention, services for adolescents from 13 to 18, outpatient services. We have a new setting actually in our new offices overlooking Birmingham, beautiful setting that is away from the adult population. It's a safe space and hopefully facilitates recovery for the adolescents. I'd like to add that one thing that we believe strongly is that recovery is a journey. There's no one path to recovery, and we're here to help all along that path. Whether there's relapse or not, we're there.
Awesome, well said.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to add? You guys that was awesome. Loved it. I feel so inspired.
Good.
So much
Right.
hope coming at you guys, right?
Hope coming at you.
Again, we'll put the website up there, but uabmedicine.org/beacon, or I should say /, I get that backwards, /beacon recovery. Of course, we'll have all those resources on the website, so you'll be able to click through and find that. Again, Dr. Dancer, I appreciate you, Michael Wise over here, and Lauren Griffin. I got the names. There you go. So thank you so much. We appreciate your time, and we appreciate all that you guys are doing for the community here of our beautiful Birmingham.
Thank you
very
Lauren.
much.
We appreciate it.
Hit the wrong button.